What if I told you that you may be experiencing symptoms that science still can't explain, but what does your soul already understand? No, this isn't about spiritual fads or glitter self-help. It's about a silent, profound, and absolutely real phenomenon that is impacting thousands of people around the world, and maybe you're one of them. Tiredness without cause. Weird insomnia. Too vivid dreams. You're not freaking out. Maybe it's waking up. There is an old theory, which is gaining more and more strength, about the 144,000 chosen ones, beings who came with a specific mission, and who are now being connected by something they call cosmic activation. The signs are everywhere, but few see it. The truth? Whoever feels it, feels it. And those who ignore it, he loses the chance to understand his own calling. Get ready to discover the spiritual symptoms, the synchronicities, the mysteries of your energy field, and, who knows, remember who you really are. They say that something great is happening, but only a few can feel it. A kind of spiritual tingling, subtle but constant, seems to take over the body as if every cell is being woken up. In various corners of the planet, some 144,000 chosen ones are facing unexpected spiritual symptoms: pressure in the head, heat rising down the spine, dreams that feel more like travel. This is not random. It is the beginning of a cosmic activation that is changing everything from within. Some report that, out of nowhere, they began to feel the need for silence, as if the noise of the world was becoming unbearable. These experiences, as strange as they may seem, are clues to an invisible but powerful transformation. The energetic signature of these people begins to change subtly, as if something is turning on a button inside. Often, the person does not even know what is happening, but feels an uneasiness, an urgency that has no name. And then come the emotional disorders, crying for no reason, anxiety out of nowhere, or a sudden desire to drop everything and look for something more real. These sensations are the echo of a spiritual awakening that comes from the inside out. An example. Imagine an ordinary woman, with an ordinary routine. She begins to dream repeatedly about numbers, symbols, or even a luminous being who speaks in riddles. She wakes up shaken, and this is repeated night after night. After a while, she begins to meditate unintentionally, yes, spontaneous meditation, as if her body knows what to do. This, my friend, is just the beginning. The frequency of the earth is changing, and with it, our energy fields. And the most curious? This all has much more to do with what you feel than with what you understand rationally. There is no point in looking for an external standard. The chosen ones do not have a specific face, a defined religion, or an equal lifestyle. What really unites them is something much more subtle, a unique energetic signature, which vibrates at a different vibrational frequency than most. They are like radios tuned to a channel that almost no one listens to, but which transmits essential information for the transformation of the collective consciousness. Without even knowing it, they function as living receptors of a cosmic signal. This frequency can manifest itself in curious ways. Some perceive an extreme sensitivity to the presence of other people, as if they feel their emotions before they even hear words. Others can no longer be in places that are too crowded, noisy, or loaded, as if their own body rejected the excess of stimuli. This sensitivity is not weakness, but attunement. You are picking up unseen nuances in the energy fields around you. This explains why so many people have moved away from old habits and sought to reconnect with the natural. Want a practical tip? If you're feeling different, start observing the environments you frequent and how you feel in each one. Keep an energy diary. Write down how your body reacts to places, people, music. Sometimes, a simple walk in nature can align your vibration more effectively than hours of mental effort. This heightened awareness is part of your spiritual awakening, and will be essential in deciphering the activation codes that lie ahead. Science, little by little, is bumping into the frontiers of the invisible. Recent research in neuroscience and quantum physics is beginning to suggest that our consciousness may not be confined to the brain, but interconnected to a broader field, perhaps to the Earth's own magnetic field. This idea, once considered mystical, is now studied seriously. And the most surprising thing, the 144,000 chosen, for the most part, show measurable changes in brain and heart patterns. It feels like your bodies are literally tuning into another reality. Human DNA, traditionally seen as a fixed code, is being reassessed. Research indicates that it responds to electromagnetic frequencies and even cosmic radiation, the same one that increases during solar storms and affects our energy fields. Coincidence? Difficult. Many of the symptoms described by these people appear precisely during these peaks of solar activity. As if there were an invisible exchange of information between the sky and the body. What used to be travel is now beginning to gain empirical support. Want to start feeling it for yourself? Follow the variations of the KP index, which measures solar storms, and see how you feel on days of high activity. There are free apps like Solar Info and sites like SpaceWeatherLive that show you this data in real time. Many people report intense nocturnal experiences on these days, lucid dreams, a sense of expansion, and even manifestations of Kundalini energy. Science still doesn't explain everything. But your body has already begun to understand. It's not just in the head that things change, the body also screams when the soul awakens. Strange vibrations in the hands, hot flashes rising from the abdomen, abrupt changes in sleep. All these are spiritual symptoms of a profound process, the transformation of consciousness. And it is not something subtle, they are intense sensations, sometimes even uncomfortable, which are accompanied by emotional disorders such as melancholy, irritability, and a constant feeling of displacement. It is your vibrational field being reorganized. One of the most fascinating signs is spontaneous meditation. Suddenly, the person feels like sitting in silence, breathing deeply, closing their eyes. And that's it, he plunges into a state of presence without even planning. In that stillness, logic-defying synchronicities emerge, like finding exactly the book you needed, hearing someone say what you thought, or seeing numbers repeated on the clock. This is all part of the new energetic language that is taking hold. The world begins to respond back. If this is happening to you, no, it's not crazy, it's transition. A simple exercise. Before bed, place your hands on your chest, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what is my body trying to show me? Write down whatever comes, even if it seems meaningless. Gradually, the signs line up and form a map. You're not alone in this. Each new spiritual symptom is actually a sign that something bigger is about to happen. There is a school that has no walls, schedules, or teachers visible, and it works while you sleep. Many of the chosen ones relate nocturnal experiences so vivid that they wake up tired, as if they had lived another life. Dreams of sacred symbols, crystalline cities, encounters with luminous beings, and teachings that seem to have come from other dimensions are increasingly common. The feeling is that they are being trained. Not just dreaming, but receiving instructions to fulfill a greater purpose. These dreams do not come by chance. They usually arise at times of energetic expansion, such as after a spontaneous meditation or during peaks of solar activity, when the body is more sensitive to subtle frequencies. It is as if the unconscious became a portal to access what was hidden. Some wake up clearly remembering phrases, numbers, or even dances and movements, as if they had participated in a ritual. This type of dream is a real activation code, and should be taken seriously. Do you want to make the most of these experiences? Have a dream notebook next to your bed and write everything down as soon as you wake up, without filters. It doesn't matter how crazy it sounds, many messages come encrypted. Read books like Carl Jung's Man and His Symbols, or John Holland's The Language of the Soul, that help decode these visions. Remember, training is happening, even when you think you're just resting. And the night shift, it is only a harbinger of what will manifest in the physical body soon. The body is smarter than ever, it feels before it understands. Many of the chosen ones have reported unusual physical phenomena, involuntary tremors, localized thermal sensations, and even internal sounds that seem to come from inside the head. No, you're not going crazy. They are manifestations of activation codes that arrive through vibration, as if the earth herself were sending signals in energetic language. It is as if the soul is teaching the body to awaken, step by step. Some people describe an energy rising up the spine, known as Kundalini, which brings with it moments of ecstasy or even confusion. This energy can be activated suddenly, sometimes after intense emotional events or simple spiritual practices, such as listening to deeply moving music. The curious thing is that these episodes usually coincide with moments of planetary change, such as eclipses or astral alignments. Everything seems orchestrated by an invisible intelligence, but perfectly synchronized. If you've ever felt something like this, try lying down quietly with your eyes closed and paying attention to the sounds of your own body. There are reports of buzzing, squeaking, popping, all part of fine-tuning your vibrational frequency. Apps like Insight Timer can help anchor this energy with binaural sounds. These physical signs are like cosmic bells, they announce that a new stage is coming. And the next step is to learn to sustain this vibration in everyday life. Yes, it's intense. But it doesn't have to be chaotic. There are ways to soften this process of transformation of consciousness without losing the sensitivity it brings. The secret is to create grounding spaces, silence, contact with nature, and simple practices that help integrate this new energetic information. The chosen ones who welcome these practices tend to live this moment with more lightness and clarity. After all, you can't process a spiritual awakening with a busy schedule and a head in 1,000 open tabs. Light eating, for example, is a powerful ally. Fruits, raw vegetables, seeds. The more alive the food, the easier it is to sustain a high vibrational frequency. This is not a fad, it is vibrational coherence. Another important point is creative expression. Dancing, drawing, writing, singing. Activities that release the internal flow help to reorganize the energy fields. It's like freeing up space on the hard drive of the soul. And yes, even laughing helps. Very much. Want to get started in a practical way? Walk barefoot on dirt for at least 10 minutes a day. Listen to the sound of your breathing for 5 minutes before bed. Read something inspiring. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle is a good start. And try to reduce the noise, fewer networks, more presence. This prepares your system for the next cosmic activations that, believe me, will continue to come in more and more intense waves. No one wakes up and remains the same. When the inner call intensifies, the outer life responds with ruptures, relationships that no longer make sense, careers that lose their luster, places that once welcomed and now suffocate. It is as if an invisible force pulls you to another path, and resisting only increases the suffering. Many of the 144,000 chosen are going through real existential crises. But deep down, all of this is an invitation to the transformation of consciousness and realignment with the purpose of the soul. These changes, while difficult, are not punishments, they are cleansings. The energetic frequency of the being is changing, and what no longer vibrates in the same tune simply dissolves. People begin to seek something more authentic, a profession with meaning, deeper connections, or even living with less and feeling more. This planetary shift is also operating within personal decisions. And even in the most challenging moments, there is always a synchronicity pointing the way. A real example. There are people leaving executive positions to work with permaculture, art, energy healing. Others, feeling the spiritual call, begin to study holistic therapies, astrology, or to lead meditation circles. Not because it has become fashionable, but because the heart can no longer live on automatic. The energy signature itself changes, and the old lifestyle becomes unsustainable. And the most incredible, after the chaos, comes the memory of what has always been there, waiting to be remembered. It doesn't feel like learning something new, it's remembering something old. Those who are going through this process often describe a powerful intuition, as if everything suddenly makes sense, with no logical explanation. It is the soul recovering forgotten pieces of its own history. The transformation of consciousness is, above all, a reunion with what you already knew, but had silenced. The chosen ones live this memory as a download of information that has always been available, it was just dormant. This awakening activates memories that are not just from this life. Vivid dreams, déjà vus, and even a deep connection to places or cultures that one has never visited begin to emerge. Some describe it as an inner reconnection so strong, they feel like crying without knowing why. It is the heart making room for the truth of the soul. In many cases, contact with specific symbols, sounds, or even smells can act as activation codes that unlock these memories. Want to deepen this journey? Practice intuitive writing, write without thinking, let the hand speak for you. Use music with a frequency of 432 Hz or sounds from Tibetan bowls to stimulate these activations. And read works like the Urantia Book or Bringers of the Dawn that resonate with the memory of many. The vibrational frequency of this information touches something that ordinary words cannot. Because, deep down, You're not learning, you're just remembering. Whether you grew up in a village, a metropolis, or a hamlet in the middle of nowhere, the spiritual calling can reach you wherever you are. He doesn't care about religion, appearance, or what you've done in the past. What matters is the resonance, that almost imperceptible vibration that makes the heart beat differently when you hear certain words, see certain symbols, or feel that strange longing for something you have never lived. That's the sign. The energy signature answers first. The understanding comes later. The truth is that this process is not reserved for the pure, the perfect, or the Zen. It's happening to ordinary people, single mothers, young people from the periphery, businessmen in crisis, street artists. What do they all have in common? A growing restlessness, a search for something they still don't know how to name. Many think they are depressed, but what they feel is the pressure of a soul that wants to expand. Planetary change is calling everyone to the game. Those who feel it, respond. If this is echoing in you, don't ignore it. The universe does not send invitations by chance. Start by observing the spiritual symptoms, connect with other seekers, read, listen, feel. Participate in spiritual meetings, seek practices that raise your vibrational frequency. It's like an antenna that needs to be adjusted to capture better. Because, deep down, your body already knows. And maybe, just maybe, you are one of the 144,000. Now that you know the signs, the activations, and the paths of this inner journey, tell me, are you going to keep ignoring the call, or are you going to start paying attention to the promptings of your soul? What if these strange symptoms are actually clues that you have a unique role in this planetary shift? Will you continue to follow the flow of routine, or will you begin to hear the energetic signature that pulsates within you? Reflect. How many times has the universe given you signs that you called coincidence? How many sleepless nights have you lived without understanding why? Maybe it's time to accept that you're not alone, and that there's a greater purpose in all of this. Are you ready to dive deeper into this journey of spiritual awakening and self-knowledge? So, take advantage of this momentum and commit to your transformation. If this content touched you in any way, subscribe to the channel now and activate the bell. Here, we continue this conversation, unravel mysteries, and share practical tools to help you raise your vibrational frequency and live with more awareness. Your journey is just beginning. And it will be great.